Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone. I'm your host, Noel. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. So, RTD has confirmed what I told you last year, folks, that no decision would be made on Doctor Who Season 3 anytime soon, for the fact because they had Season 2 in the bag, they had this Christmas special in the bag, and they also had the spin-off to come. So, logically, if you think about it anyway, there was no decision to be made until 2025, and that's exactly what's going to happen. RTD has given an update, folks, and he said that 2025, he expects the decision to be made after Season 2. Like I told you here last year, remember, right? Last year, right? Now, you know, while I called out who, he's been busy making videos about me. I don't really give a shit what you're saying about me. You're probably getting personal. I'm not getting personal here. The bottom line is you're a liar. You've lied to people yet again, and then you have the cheek then to go and do YouTube videos and put up tweets attacking fans. So then when I asked you to prove it on your information, you went on this big spiel, and I'm not talking to you. You accused me of being drunk. What you don't know is the day before I actually called you out on the channel. So no, there was no alcohol involved. I called you out because you're a liar. And you're lying to people, and then you have the cheek then to attack people, and then you go online then to go, Noel is picking on me again. Noel is picking on me. He wants a Whovian war. He wants a Whovian war. I don't want any war. That's childish. See, that's the way you look at things. A war. I want a war. It's a war. I want a Whovian war. This isn't a Whovian war. This is me calling you out for being a blatant liar and lying to people yet again, and then having the cheek then to come after YouTubers and people you don't agree with and accuse them of being a liar when you have been lying for years, right? You told people that Jodie Whittaker was going nowhere. You said that she would have a season 12, 13, 14 and beyond, right? You said she was here for the long haul. You said she was going nowhere, right? You called me and others liars at the time. So it's not nice when you get called out, is it? It's not nice, isn't it not? Isn't it not? So especially when you're lying, right? I've never lied. And yeah, last night for the first time I bragged about the fact that I was right. I don't brag, never have, but I will this time, right? Because it couldn't have happened at a sweeter moment. See, I knew something was coming out in the media. That's why I chose the time to call you out. I knew something was coming, right? Because unlike you, I don't get my sources from forums and all of this, right? Okay? I get my information from people that are actually fucking legit and have proven time and time again that they're legit. So to all fans, not just the ones that were saying it was renewed, by the way, to you idiots as well out there that have been saying it's cancelled, you're wrong as well. You're both wrong, okay? No decision, as I have said until I'm blue in the face, no decision has been made, right? Now, there's been talk of RTD getting the season 3 scripts ready, or he's handed them in and all of this other nonsense, right? Doesn't matter if he hands in scripts, right? No decision has been made, right? There won't be a decision made, because I'll tell you why there won't be a decision made straight away. See, what RTD is not telling you and what Disney Plus is not telling you is that season 3 is dependent on how well the rest of it goes, right? And they're going to take that all into account before any decision is made, okay? And myself and Charlotte actually spoke about this where we were speculating about that part. And that's exactly what it seems like is going to happen, right? They're going to wait and see how the rest, because no matter how they spin it, and these YouTubers that being attacking fans spin the ratings, right? It's awful. It actually is awful. It hasn't done as well as they wanted it to do. RTD has all alienated the mainstream audience and the fans, right? And the demographic that he's aiming the show at, sure, they won't stick around, right? And when he stepped out of line a couple of times, you're seeing how they act, right? They're even giving out about him over the Rose character, the transgender character that he introduced, because he used pronouns or whatever it was during the Jordan that anniversary. They were kicking up stink, right? They were kicking up stink. And that's all they're interested in. They're not interested in the actual show itself or the sci-fi. Well, there's no sci-fi in it because it's being dumbed down. But you know what I mean? That's what Doctor Who is. But it'd be far too intelligent for them. So RTD has to dumb it down yet again, just like Chris Chibnall did. Now, people will ask why I'm back talking about Doctor Who. Noel, you probably stress yourself. No, I'm not going to stress myself about it this time. He's our grand, but I am back for good. Not going anywhere, right? The channel is not going anywhere, right? Fans out there, listen, as soon as I said I was coming back, I've gotten loads of lovely messages off people saying, we're glad you're back. We need you back. All of this other stuff, right? And you know what? I need to come back, right? The bottom line is that since I've went away, it seems like to be a big fucking free-for-all going on in this fucking fandom. Fans picking on the vulnerable in this. But we've seen this over the years, you know, people picking on the vulnerable in this fandom. And you know what? I can't just sit back and allow it to happen. You know, as you know, you ourselves, I do go to protests over here and I fight over here, right? So I've got that in me to fight for the little guy. As you always know, I always have anyway since we started this channel. But I've had to deal with a lot over the past year and a half with all of this stuff going on. So nothing phases me. So he can make as many videos. I know he's making videos. I don't care that he's making videos. So nobody needs to tell me that he's making videos. I know he is. He's pathetic. Let him. You know, I've even warned him, you know, not to be using me images and not to be using me clips, but he's ignored me. So he can ignore at his own peril is all I'll say. You know, because if he thinks I don't know how to use YouTube properly now, he's actually very, very wrong. The bottom line is that this man, just like Doomcock has been doing in the Star Wars fandom, has been lying to fans for the past 7-8 years, pretending to have sources when they have absolutely no sources whatsoever and never have had any sources, right? And then takes credit then when he puts his YouTube channel up, when he brings someone on that might actually have information, right? And then takes the credit for himself, right? He even got when I break news. You didn't break news. The person that was on your channel broke the news. You brought him on your channel to break the news, right? And when I brought that person on my channel, I made people know that the information was coming from that person and that person had gone and got the information and then I let them explain it. But the fact that you take credit for someone else's stuff, just like when you stole the name that you're using now for one of your so-called podcasts, right? See, I know you, right? I've done digging. I've done me research. I know that there are plenty of threads out there, old little forums that you have tried so hard over these last few years to get rid of, right? Unfortunately for you, you haven't done such a great job, right? So don't fuck around with me, right? I asked you for proof. You threw your toys out of the pram, right? And I called you out for what you are, a liar. And you are proven wrong yet again, just like you are proven wrong on the Jodie Whittaker stuff, just like you are proven wrong on all the other stuff that you've ever spoke about. You've never got nothing right. I've always got the source information correct. And that's a fact, by the way. It's a fact, right? And I'm not going to allow someone like you to go around and think that you can abuse fans because you don't agree with their opinion, right? And people could talk about the cancellation of Doctor Who if they want to, right? It's not, you do not police this fandom. If people want to talk about the cancellation of the show or it should be cancelled, they're entitled to that opinion. Just like you're entitled to your sellout opinions when you say that the show is great and all of this, right? It's fine. Right? Doctor Who continues on Disney Plus for a long time. No, it doesn't. Right? No decision's being made yet, so you can't make that assumption. Right? That's why I'm calling it out, because you're telling everybody that this is fact. See, this is the difference, right? You don't know the difference between fact and actually, someone saying something. You make it as if it's fact. It's not fact. Season 3 has not been renewed, and neither has it been cancelled. There is no decision. I've said it till I'm blue in the face. No decision has been made on it, because they don't have to make a decision right now, because they always had 2 seasons in the can and the Christmas special, right? And I knew the spin-off was coming because I broke the news on the spin-off here last year. Even before last year. I say last year, but it's definitely longer. So that's where I'm at, right? So I'll read the article. It's a short article. There's not much to say. It's just RTD's own words himself. So, before anybody tries to, spin all of this and say, nah, that's not true, blah, blah. This is RTD's own words. And remember, this bloke uses RTD's words to kind of prove that he's right. So if he denies these RTD's words, well, then he's just a hypocrite, isn't he? But these are RTD's words himself. So the article's in the link description, but I'm not going to put it up on screen because we don't want the camera to go all whoop-de-doo. Or the sound, I should say, because I don't use the camera, even though I still have the camera there. But we'll try to get that camera working again. So Doctor Who boss Russell T Davies explains delay, confirming series future. Never fear, Whovians. RTD isn't worried. Well, he should be. Some Doctor Who fans have been getting impatient, waiting to hear confirmation about the future of Doctor Who's of BBC's long-running sci-fi favourite, especially given its recent partnership with Disney. They needn't worry, however, according to RTD, who reckons everything is playing out as expected. Despite what feels like a long time for waiting for an official renewal for season 16, which they don't actually have to do. I don't know why there's even a rush, because they've got the other season in the bag. Do you know what I mean? So this is, again, fans anyway, overreacting. All fans. Like, they're impatient, right? The bottom line is no decision does have to be made. Why would they need to make a decision now on the future season 3 when they got season 2 in the can, the Christmas special in the can, and they've got a spin-off to come? Like, do you know what I mean? Why would they? They don't need to. They don't need to. But again, I say this would have been renewed if the ratings were great, right? And we wouldn't be even having this conversation. But the ratings aren't great. No matter what the others say out there, the ones that spin the ratings, they know. You analyse them, they're not great, right? They're not great at all, right? Russell T Davies reckons everything is playing out, as I said. Despite what feels like a long time waiting for an official renewal for season 16, the showrunner says that's just how things go. It's an industry decision. It's like any business. These things take time, he told SFX magazine, adding that Doctor Who fans shouldn't anticipate season 16 renewal until after the next season airs. Until after the next season airs. And when is the next season? Oh, that's right, it's in 2025, just like I said. Oh. I think the decision will come after the transmission of season 2, he said. That's what we're expecting. That's what was always been heading towards. That's what we've always been heading towards. Listen to that last line. That's what that's what we're expecting. That's what we've always been heading towards. So when people out there told you it was cancelled, They were lying when people told you it was being renewed and had been renewed. They are absolutely lying. Okay? Now, a showrunner can get scripts ready for a show. You all know that. So just in case you tries to use that avenue, I'll close that avenue straight away. Even Seth MacFarlane has written stuff for the Orville, and I think that's only been recently renewed. And how long had we to wait there? What was that, 2 years, nearly 3 years or whatever it is, since the last Orville season, right? So they can write scripts all they want. Doesn't mean that these scripts will see the light of day if Disney pulled the plug. So just want to get that little avenue out of the way, because people can hand in scripts and write scripts and all of that, right? Doesn't mean that they'll see the light of day. Originally, there was supposed to be 8 seasons of Lost in Space, the new version, but they cut it, right? They cut it. There were scripts handed in. There was rewrites and all done, right? So what happens? Anybody that knows the industry knows this anyway. Davis sounds entirely confident and secure in Doctor Who's future following the BBC deal with Disney, which sees Disney Plus act as home to the series internationally. The partnership has also seen an injection of dramatically increased budget for Doctor Who. And that is the story on this whole situation. So it's not renewed and it's not cancelled, right? No decision, as I've always said to you guys, no decision has been made, and no decision needs to be made anytime soon. And the bottom line is I'll just say, if fans continue to push this, well, then you probably will force Disney into a decision and they'll say, fuck it, right? Because if you're looking at the state of the show right now, if I were Disney Plus, I wouldn't be renewing it. It's as simple as that, right? So if you want this series to be renewed and not for it to be kicked to the curb, well, then I suggest that you watch in his droves for season 2. Hopefully there's an improvement. And the Christmas, well, first off, the Christmas special, I should say. And then we get a season 2 of Doctor Who. And that's the thing, you know, if it doesn't improve, guys, there is a chance that it could, now listen to the word, just in case some of you need to, you know, remove the earwax, could be cancelled, could. The quality of the show definitely has to improve, right? So, you know, the bottom line is this, the Doctor Whovian's job should be right now is, if you want Doctor Who to be safeguarded, well, RTD hasn't done a great job so far, and that's who you need to be calling out, not fans. You need to be calling out RTD. He's the issue here. And if you just want Doctor Who renewed, well, then you should be expecting better from Doctor Who, because none of what he produced so far is better than what he did in 2005 and beyond. And I'm telling you that now. He doesn't beat his first era, right? It's he's a shadow of the man that he was during that first era. That this new era is absolutely ridiculous, right? So if you want this show to be saved, to be renewed, well, then you need to be putting pressure on the showrunner, not attacking fans, right? Because he's the one that controls the quality of the show, yeah? And so far, whether you like it or not, and I don't care how this comes across, and you can cry all you want, the quality has been absolutely diabolical, all right? It's been diabolical. It's not, do you know what? Even Chibnall's era, to a certain extent, right near the end, resembled a little bit of Doctor Who. It resembled it a bit, right? So at least he gave us stories and it resembled a bit, though. It's just his writing was so fucking bad and awful, and Jodie Whittaker was a pain in the ass. Right? But if you just want this show to stay on air, if you are so desperate for Doctor Who to continue, well, then you need to be actually focusing on the showrunner, not fans and going after them because they said it's cancelled or renewed. But again, this is the ironic thing about it. You went after fans for saying it was cancelled, yet you are putting out lies saying it was renewed when RTD now has actually confirmed that no decision has been made. So I hope that you do apologise to those people. I don't care about me. You can make all your videos all you want about me. I've actually noticed, since you start making videos about me, that your views have gone up. So you can thank me for that. But the bottom line is, I don't like bullies. The bottom line is, I don't like liars. And you've been doing this for far too long in this fandom, and you've gotten a bit of a free ride. But, you know, I can dig up your past, and I can dig up all the shite that was part of your past. And everybody, actually, there's a lot of people in the fandom already know, right, what type of person you are. Right? Don't need to actually expose you at all. What I gave was a snippet. Right? What I put online was a little bit of a snippet. Right? But I found a lot more threads and all that you tried to bury. People, listen, this fella is not liked, right? This fella is not liked, and there's a reason. So, this is another reason I'm back. So I don't care. Listen, I just want to make clear, I know what he's doing, by the way. I know he's making videos. I haven't bothered to go in and look at them because I don't actually care. See, this is the thing, since I've done the thing with the nationalist movement, right? I get a lot of grief and I get a lot of stick off the left and stuff like that. And I've learned now that the best thing to do with people like that is when they throw their toys out of the pram and have a go at me, is to actually ignore them. So I don't want to know what he says about me, to be quite honest with you. He can say whatever he wants. The bottom line is, I've exposed him again, and this is not the first time I've exposed him, by the way. Right? This is not the first time I've exposed him. Right? And the only reason why I say something is because he's abusive to other people. Right? Calling them out. You seeing the screenshots, right? I don't need, listen, I come with receipts, you know that. Right? He just talks and talks shy. Right? I come with receipts. I showed you what he said about people. Right? So you know I'm not telling lies. You have seen it for yourselves. Right? The way he carries on. Right? And acting as if his information is the only information that everybody should be listening to, and he's the only one that's right when he's never been right. Right? And I'd say to you again, ask him go back and watch his videos on Jodie Whittaker, about Jodie Whittaker staying. I dare you. Go back and watch and see how long he says she's staying for. Right? He lied. Right? Ask him where Jodie Whittaker's seasons are gone. Oh, that's right. She left, didn't she? So, in conclusion, if someone comes to you and asks you for proof and then you react the way you reacted, well then that already shows me that you never had anything to begin with. So stop with the bullshit. You want to save Doctor Who truly, and I mean this, right? This is a word of advice for all of you YouTubers out there that blow smoke up RTD's ass and think he's the best thing since sliced bread. You actually want to save this show, truly save this show, then you need to be calling out RTD, because the standard that he has produced is not good enough. And you all know this because you have seen his past works on Doctor Who. You have seen his past work on other shows. And you know that he's not up to standard. So why you would accept this from RTD? Does he get a free pass because of the first time round? Is that what it is? He shouldn't get a free pass, right? He was back, right, to do something to this show because it was in dire need of a change, right? And the changes that he has went with has absolutely destroyed the show now, right? So you want to save Doctor Who. You want fans to get behind the show. And this goes for all of you people out there, right? Not just this person. It goes for all of you out there that have been backing RTD and defending him rather than calling him out. You want to save this show. You want to keep this show on Disney Plus and keep this deal going. Well, then you start calling him out and demand that he produce better quality than what he's produced. If not, you're going to get the same old crap off him and Doctor Who will be cancelled, right? And if it gets cancelled, it's not coming back again for a very, very long time. And I know that you all don't want that. Deep down, I don't want that. It's the reason why I'm back. Right? I don't want the show to go away. I love Doctor Who. I'm a Doctor Who fan all my fucking life. It's all I know. Right? Inside fucking out. Grew up with it. My father watched it. He got me into it. right? I got me brothers into it, right? There's history there with the show. I met me wife because of the show, right? So I do, right? I do. I want this show to succeed as much as everybody else. Yeah, I know. John just repeats, but don't worry. This is how I deal with people in the chat like that from now on. So you don't need to react to any trolls in the chat. We're gonna get trolls, especially trolls from him, because he's done some videos on me. So let him and let the trolls. You know, I'll just deal with them the way I'm going to deal with them now. You know. We don't need. As I said, you know, it's going to be different this time round. I don't need to be leaving. Listen, mate, right? It's probably you with a different account, right? Because I know that's a thing that you did as well, and it's very easy to find out. I didn't start that with him. No, I didn't actually. I didn't. I asked him to prove his source. Right, and then he went on a spiel about me being drunk and all of that. But yeah, you keep running that narrative, all right. Anyway, see you later. Nice to have your input. Bye. Yeah, that's how we get rid of those people. Listen, I won't be tolerating, just to let you know, Joe, I won't be tolerating your little minions coming into me chat, all right? You blocked me yourself, you little coward. So if you want to approach me, you approach me yourself, yeah? Okay? But as I said, you know, you've already shown your true colours anyway. You blocked me, as you always do. But you've been proven wrong again, as always. So, you know, next time, as I said, if you're going to go after fans, you know, make sure that you're 100% in the stuff that you put out to back you up, so you don't look like an absolute clown when it doesn't happen and it turns out to be wrong. Yeah, of course it's better, Lindsay. That's how we'll deal with it. Don't worry. Nobody needs to react to any. Now, I just want you to do it because it works on the other channels, right? So I just want you to understand, if you're in the chat and you're a long-term subscriber, if any trolls like that come in, do not react to them whatsoever. Ignore them. They will be banned and they will be dealt with. Okay. That way, then we could just continue to talk the topic that we're talking about. Right. The bottom line is, he blocked me on Twitter, and then you know, behind that black wall now, he's doing his little videos on YouTube. As I said, I haven't been watching. Right, because I don't actually care what he says about me. Right, to be quite honest with you, I'm not going to waste my breath on someone that is a proven liar over and over again. And by the way, just on the whole Jodie Whittaker's leaving every year. No, I didn't say she was leaving every year, but Chaos in Cardiff did happen within the first year of her filming, and there was a very strong possibility that she was going to walk then, but she was convinced to stay. So technically I was right. She was going to leave, but she was convinced to stay. And I did actually report all of this. Again, everything that I said turned out to be true. Even the Chaos in Cardiff nonsense that everybody said that I was making up, well, it's been literally confirmed by several people since. Like, do you know what I mean? They just haven't come out straight and said it, but they've said it in a roundabout way. Blackham7 says, it takes talent to be a worse showrunner than Chris Chibnall. It really does. It really does. And this is what I'm saying to you. And this is what I'm saying to everybody out there. If you truly want to save Doctor Who, then you need to be calling out RTD. Because if you compare the quality from 2005, 2006, 2007, and he left in 2008. No, we did season 4, 2009, and then he left in 2000. He did the specials, didn't he? But you look at the quality there, right? Now, near the end, I do believe the end of time. Don't mind Ted. He's just in one of those little fucking humors today. But I'm not losing me train of thought there. Yeah, well, if you look at the quality that he's produced, right, it's not even up to the standard of what we know RTD can produce for Doctor Who anyway. Right? It can have all the great shiny little effects and all, right? And all of that. And it can have a bigger budget. But if you're not actually writing something decent, then all of that other stuff is just smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. But if you want the show to be renewed, then you've got to put pressure on the showrunner. Yeah, it said in the Doctor Who magazine that Disney is happy. Yeah, buzzwords. RTD has actually come out and said it's not renewed yet. What do you not get? Right? Disney could say whatever they want. Of course, Disney's going to say that they're happy with it. Right? They said you were happy with the Acolyte as well. Right? They're just words. They're just words. Right? It means jack shit. Buzzwords they use in the industry. Oh yeah, we're happy. We're happy. We're happy. We heard that before with different TV shows. Oh yeah, we're happy. So happy, in fact, they got cancelled eventually. Right? I'm not saying it's getting cancelled. It hasn't been cancelled and it hasn't been renewed. Right? No decision has been made. Disney Plus paid for a spin-off. Why? Well, you see, what you're actually forgetting is, say the deal collapsed with Disney in relation to Doctor Who. Right? Who's to say that the Disney Plus wouldn't do the spin-offs or help with or be the international for the spin-offs and BBC take back Doctor Who? Right? Just because they paid for a spin-off, that's part of the package of season 1. See, everybody thinks they paid for 3 seasons of Doctor Who. In reality, the contract is season 1, right? The specials that come with that, right? The spin-off in season 2, not season 3. They didn't air season 2 yet. Wouldn't announcing a season 3 be premature? Yeah, they don't need to. Listen, this is the thing I've been telling people since last year, and this was the information I got last year. There's no decision to be made until 2025. They don't need to make a decision. They don't need to make a decision because, as I said, they've got all of those other things going on. Now, in fairness, the reason why there's more chatter than there should be is because season 1 of his new era wasn't well received, no matter what people say about ratings and stuff. Right? The bottom line is that it didn't do as well as they wanted it to do. They could say to the public, and the way they've been saying to the public, that they're happy with it. But again, these are all buzzwords from an industry, right, that have said this before in the past about other stuff, right? Of course, they're not going to come out, right, and tell the public that they're not happy with Doctor Who. It's just not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen, right? So they'll come out and actually say, yeah, we're happy. Of course, if they're asked, they're going to say, yeah, we're happy with it. Well, Shooty is doing other work, and that's quite interesting because, you know, on Shooty, you know, see, my fear is that Shooty's going to be made the scapegoat if they do make a decision. And in fairness, the person that should be going is RTD, not Shooty. I still believe, I know there's some on my channel that don't agree with Shooty being the Doctor, and that's fair enough, right? But I do see potential in Shooty. I do like the fact he wanted to play traditional, and he actually threw RTD under the bus by actually saying that. I do like the fact that he wanted a costume, just not to be changing all the time. He wanted a proper costume, right? And we heard he wanted to play it traditionally. right? But he was told, he was vetoed by the showrunner, right? So I don't think Shooty should be the one that should be scapegoated for RTD. Either RTD books up his ideas and improves from here on in, or you get rid of him. He's the issue, not Shooty. Shooty's not the issue. Shooty, yeah, there'll be still some fans out there that Shooty will probably never win over, right? But there's a lot of fans out there that believe he has potential and are just waiting to get behind him as the Doctor. But they can't fully get behind him because the writing is absolutely dire, and the way his Doctor is portrayed sometimes is just not the Doctor that we know. And then when he does kind of have those elements, that's when you see Shooty shine, and you think, yeah, he would make an actual good Doctor if he was given the material. Listen, you hear loads of stuff about trouble on set, right? There was trouble on set during the Whittaker era as well. This is actually pretty normal. Even during Christopher Eccleston's, see, it is pretty normal to have, you know, some conflict within a set, you know. But it does seem to be happening quite too often in Doctor Who, especially when RTD is around. There seems to be a lot of toxicity when he gets a series into production. There's always talk and rumors. There was even that stuff about Millie Gibson, if you remember, when she first joined. You know, apparently she was a bit of a diva. Now, I got stick for actually saying that. You know, I'm just reporting what the newspaper says. She was a bit of a diva. Jesus Christ, like. But, you know, you can get that. She's a young one, so you can kind of understand that. She didn't really like night shoots. You know, she made her feelings clear. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody hates night work, let's be honest about it. And you know, she's at an age where she wants to be out partying with her friends, you know, on her weekends. But instead, she was filming Doctor Who. Do you know what I mean? That's the job if you're an actress. Do you know what I mean? But it is hard for younger folk, you know. But they get used to it, just like Billie Piper did. You know, she found the hours long and all of that, but she got used to it, and she's returned to the show several times after that. So Billie doesn't mind it. You know, and Millie will be the same, you know, if she sticks around. But again, you know, there's a lot going on, folks. And, you know, right now, Disney are not rushed into making any decision on Doctor Who. But if the quality of the second season is anyway like the first, then this show, I'm just telling you, it's in trouble. It's in trouble. There is no doubt then that there's a possibility, and as I said, listen to the words that I use, a possibility that it could be cancelled. Now, could that be the end of Doctor Who, though? Right? That's the question you have to ask. Would then BBC think, maybe we'll take another punt at it? Or will that be it? Will BBC say enough is enough? Or will they seek out someone else to do a deal with? Right? There's many possibilities, right? But I reckon if it goes bad and they do cancel it, Disney, I think that'll be the end. And it'll be sad. It'll be sad. You know, at New Who, people will say it's had a good run, you know, up to a certain point. After that, then, since a certain point, it's been absolutely dire. Let's be honest. After Peter Capaldi's era, that's it. That's a lot. Even I know people have problems with the Peter Capaldi era, right? But that's the last bit of decent Doctor Who that you're gonna get, right? That last season of his. That's it. The rest after that, well, you've all seen that. The rest after that has been absolutely dire. So that's it, really. Normally I don't come on, but I wanted to surprise you. I did let some people know in the chat that I was actually going to do a little sneaky stream today. and talk about this, because, you know, the bottom line is, as I said, both sides of the argument, both sides were wrong. I'm not just picking on the side that said it was renewed, right? There's people out there that also said it was cancelled, right? And they were wrong as well, because no decision has been made, right? No decision's been made yet, as I've always said, you know. So, you know, I just want to thank the person that got me back into this, you know, because the bottom line is that you guys are not going to call RTD out. You aren't going to try and make this showrunner write the best version of the show that he can. So I'm going to speak up. Yeah, probably won't make any difference, right? But I'm going to speak up. I'm going to give a voice to those fans out there that are disillusioned with this show, because I don't think they have had a voice since I've left, to be quite honest with you. Because the other YouTubers will just get bogged down on all of the other stuff, but don't really talk about the fandom like I have, or you know, defended people that have needed to be defended. I always have done that, and I always will continue to do that. You know, the bottom line is, if you guys take your time to listen to me and my opinions about a show that we all love, you know, when people need me, I always try to be there for them. And that's what I'm going to try and do. Give you guys a voice that have been drowned out by these people, especially those spinning this show. I've actually seen some of them actually question whether the series is being renewed. There seems to be a bit of panic mode amongst them all. But you don't need to panic. But what you should be panicking about is the quality of what RTD is about to bring for Christmas and for the second series of his era. Because if the quality is not an improvement of what we've already got, well, then he's just making this decision for Disney even easier, right? If you want to make the decision hard for Disney, you know, if you want Disney to renew this, well, then you need to be getting on RTD's back and telling them exactly why you think this show is not doing as well as it should be. And you need to grow a backbone as well, by the way, and stop just accepting shite that's given to you, right? See, this is the problem with fandom, and this is the problem with society in general. Everybody just accepts, right? Because they'd rather accept because they don't want the hassle, okay? And that's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I've never minded the fucking hassle. The bottom line is, you stick your neck out there, and if you stick your neck out there for people, people will see that and people will appreciate that. And I'll always stick my neck out for all of these Doctor Who fans in this fandom, especially the ones that have been, you know, vilified and the ones that have been silenced and all of this. I'm just sick and tired of it all. So you want this show to improve, yous all need now to be focusing on the person that you need to be focusing on, and that's RTD and his writing team. And you must demand that they produce better than what has been produced so far. If not, then Disney will. Why would Disney renew something if it's going to continue to be bad, right? So the buzzwords, they're happy with it. All of this, that's all they are. Buzzwords. No decisions being made. They could say it's the best thing since sliced bread, right? And not truly believe that, right? Because the bottom line is no studio or no showrunner is going to come out, yeah, it's shit, it's not being renewed, right? It just doesn't happen like that, right? So people can say, you know, in magazines, these people can say whatever they want, right? The bottom line is, until a decision is made, then you'll know where we stand with Doctor Who. Now, if you're asking me, right, me and Charlotte spoke about this, and we were speculating that the reason why a decision has not been made would probably be because it is bad. It didn't do as well as they thought. And now maybe they're waiting to see how the rest of the Doctor Who is received, which, i.e., example, which is Christmas special coming up, and then obviously shoot his second season. And then maybe then they will make the decision based on how well it's received. So it could all depend on the upcoming Doctor Who. So instead of attacking fans and distracting yourself with the nonsense, right, coming after me because I proved you wrong, you should be going after RTD and making sure that he keeps the quality. The quality goes up from this season, because only then will it be a safe bet, right? Because look, bottom line is, as I said, if it goes off air, it's game over. It's game over. I don't know if BBC would actually, because, you know, they did the deal with Disney, right? You know, that was an indicator to me personally that if you're giving a outsourcing Doctor Who, then you don't want to be really dealing with it yourself. So this is why it has to work. So, you know, I say to every person on wherever side you're on, instead of focusing on each other and attacking each other, focus on RTD. If you want this show to be truly saved, and you do want it to be saved, then you need to be focusing on him, calling him out for his bullshit and his plot holes and all the other stuff that he's done since he's come back. It's the only way, right? Don't do that. It's over. It's over, because I don't expect the quality of season 2 to improve, to be quite honest with you. I don't expect the course correction. I know he's been talking about not having too many aliens and villains and all of that, and there's a bit of regret. And maybe we'll get them, just like we did with Chibnall's second season. He delivered, but the storytelling was still shy, right? So even if he does give you his classic monsters, or monsters in general, or villains, even new ones, the bottom line is, if the quality of the writing's not up there, you can forget about it. Nice to see you, Mark, as well. It's been a while. We have 14 people. Jays, I haven't had this audience in a while. Thank you. We appreciate it. See, for months, as I said in my video, you know, for months, people have been actually texting me and sending me DMs, sending me articles. Noel, can I have your opinion on this, that, and the other? And I've resisted, and I've just said to them, listen, I don't talk. I kind of have other things on me plate and stuff like that. And, you know, I did feel bad, because, you know, then I'd be getting people coming to me and saying, this, that, and the other. And I was just like, you know what? I don't actually want to stop talking, because I've been, as you know, we've stayed strict and we haven't spoke about Doctor Who when I rebranded, right? But the last couple of weeks I've kind of eased up a little bit, and I was starting to talk about Doctor Who again, as you know, and it wasn't actually driving me mad like it used to drive me mad the last time when I talk about Doctor Who. Sure, when I used to do a live stream or do a video for you, I'd be mad for the rest of the day, thinking about how they fucked. But not now. I'm actually rather calm and relaxed and stuff like that. And as I said, if a troll does come into the chat, which we're probably going to get some now moving forward, unfortunately, right? But just don't react to them. And I know I keep saying, but don't. I will deal with it. They'll be removed ASAP, right? We're not reacting to them anymore. None of you need to react to them, right? Life is too short to be reacting to idiots, right? So just don't react to them. I won't be reacting to them, and we'll just carry on with the topic that we're talking about. That's what's important here. You guys came to hear the topic that I'm talking about, and that's what's important, not to be distracted by trolls. And that's what all they're there for, guys, is to cause a bit of upset in the chat and all of this and this, that, and the other. We don't need that, right? We don't need that, you know. Anyway, leave a comment. I will be back tomorrow, of course, for a usual stream with Cinnamon and with Christian. But I'll have to talk to Christian now and see, because I'm telling them we're back talking to Doctor Who. We blocked them straight away, and that's what we're going to be doing from now on. You know, the bottom line is nobody needs the hassle, right? I don't, and the chat doesn't. So we'll just block them straight away, and it's done. And I'll say to me mods, well, I know none of me mods are in here now because they weren't expecting me to stream this early. But I'll say that to me mods as well. From now on, that's how we handle it. It's not even no communication with them at all. Just block them. Just block them. We don't need any of that stuff, right? Life's too short, yeah? There's plenty of shit happening in the world, right? If they want to come after me because I proved someone wrong, well, then that just shows how pathetic they are. And I wouldn't be surprised if their accounts from that person anyway coming in, because they strangely write like that person when they ask questions. So, you know, just ignore it, right? We got better things to be doing here on the channel. Now, listen, we'll be doing some watch-alongs and all that, Doctor Who ones and all, but we'll that'll be later on near, as I said, we normally do something around Halloween anyway, so we'll probably do a scary Doctor Who episode or story Halloween. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. And I'll be back for my normal stream on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we have a member stream on Sunday. And then in between then, as I said, because we will be talking about Doctor Who, I'll try to keep on top of it now. And anytime there's a new article or someone brings an article to me attention, if it's worth me talking about, if I want to talk about, of course, I will. So if you know where to find me on X. You know, if anybody wants me to discuss that, you can throw me a link there. Or you could throw me a link in the comment section of an article or something you want me to talk about. And maybe I'll come on and do a couple of them and talk like the old days. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. Thank you for the support and welcoming me back properly. All the messages I got off you all were brilliant. Thank you. But as I said, yeah, it was kind of getting confusing as well with the rebrand, because like you know, I made a mistake last week as well when I accidentally streamed on this channel when I was supposed to be streaming on the other one, and I'm there having a big rant and people, I'm wondering why nobody's in the chat, like, and then I realized, oh shit, I've streamed on the other fucking channel, so I had to end the bleeding stream. It was funny. But no, again as well, I've got all my trailers here as well and stuff. And to be honest with you, I did like the TARDIS Zone, Brandon. So everything is back. So anyway, thank you to you all. I'm going to leave now because I've got another 2 streams to do as well. But I've got food to cook, so I better do that before someone has a nervous breakdown. Anyway, Ted is there, chewing away on his chicken bone. Have a good one, folks. I'll see you for the next one. And, you know, just ignore the haters. Yeah. Bye-bye.